So what we're going to talk about really quick is the first step in how to create an electrically safe environment. There's 6 steps. The first step is to identify all sources of electrical power. Now that starts with the normal source of power that we're usually all familiar with, but we got to remember that there's also alternate sources of power. So where do we get the information to identify those sources of power? We start with things like drawings. Drawings can be can get out of date, so we got to be careful that we've got the most current version of the drawings. The other thing I love to see people use are name placards that are actually on the equipment itself that says this breaker feeds this particular panel or this particular piece of equipment. Very, very helpful. Those don't usually get out of date because people tend to keep up with that data, but not always. The other thing we have to be mindful of is that there's control circuits that come into these panels. A lot of panels have input from switches or sensors, and that can be input into panels as well. So we've got to be mindful that there's more than just the normal source of power. So when you're doing this, use all that information and make sure that you identify all the sources of power.